I've done so many different workouts, but that workout transformed my body completely. I keep trying to explain this to people. A light switch turned on. And I said, just out of your whole life, do this for 90 days. Don't cheat. Don't get weak. Make a decision. I made a decision that day that I was not going to cheat, no matter what. I work out every day. I'm telling you, the decision locked everything in. People say, oh my God, you lost so much weight. What are you doing? What are you doing? I'm telling people with passion what I did. I ate clean, did P90X, drank the water, portion control, I used containers. I'm explaining to people, it's crazy. I have the formula. This is it.
Hey, we did it! Episode number 50. And I kicked the table. Hey, Carl Deichler here with the BODi Experience podcast. And this is indeed episode 50, which is perfect because if you happen to be in your 50s, perhaps you're even a 50-year-old CEO and you're busy and you think you got no time, or you've failed at every program that you've tried, or you don't think that a program like P90X is for you because it might be too hard. Today's guest on the BODi Experience is the perfect BODi Experience guest because she overcomes excuses and the potential of just repeating old patterns and then deciding, you know what, I'm going to dial this in. So please welcome to the BODi Experience, Shememe Williams.
Hi.
Hi, Shememe. So now nobody can tell. I am 5'8", and you are much, much shorter than me. You know, you're 6'2", so you tower over me, which is why I'm glad that we're both on a little screen so that I actually look like I'm not a pocket person. But I appreciate you coming on here because you were one of the participants in the P90X Generation Next test group,
Mm-hmm.
and you lost 32 pounds in 90 days, 9 inches off your waist. But what really blows my mind, you lost 16 pounds through the first 60 days, but then you doubled that. Everything accelerated and you lost another 16 pounds in the last 30 days. So, make that a fair notice to anybody who starts a program, thinks that they've gotten all they can out of it, and then all of a sudden your results are going to get shot out of a cannon in that last 30 days. So let's go into that. I want to start sort of at the end and then we'll circle back to the beginning. Why do you think your results accelerated so dramatically so that you lost another 16 pounds for a total of 32 by day 90 of P90X Generation Next?
I mean, just hearing you say is still crazy. I mean, I experienced it, but I really think that I just dialed in, right? I really wanted to make sure that I pushed the limit in the last 30 days. My nutrition was dialed in the whole time, but I know for a fact I was much lighter. I had much more muscle around my legs, my knees. I have knee pain. I have arthritis in my right knee. I have a slight tear, but I had so much more muscle around my knee. I was able to do more jumps, but I was so determined to jump on the box, jump on the bench. For the first 60 days, I was determined to get certain exercises done. And when I was able to do that at that last 3 days, I really was like, oh my God, I can do this. And I just pushed it. I really pushed the exercises. I think that was really, really it.
But it's good to know because people see the videos and they see, jumping up on a bench or box jumps, which can be intimidating for people. And particularly people who are carrying a 6'2" frame. You started at 261 pounds. Let's go back a little bit. I want to know your fitness history and I want to know all the problems. You're
Okay.
50 years old with 32 pounds to lose on a 6'2" frame. You weren't happy with what you were carrying around. What had you tried before? And whether it was with BODi or with other platforms, what was going on that was not working for you in general?
When I turned 48, okay, right before that, I had just finished 80 day.
80-day obsession.
Yes. I was at 235. and I looked fantastic. Put a picture of me on Facebook, all my friends, hundreds of, "Oh, wow, you look great." It was great. And then I don't know when it happened, but somehow between when I was turning 48 and 49, I gained weight back again. My business, I was stressed. I'm back up to 260 something, 262. Actually, I was higher than I was like 273 I got up to that point. So for the last year, I have been mentally in a place I could not get motivation. I love working out. I played college basketball. Like I've always been into fitness and exercise. I love it. The last year, I could not figure out why I could not mentally lock in. Couldn't do it. I tried everything. I was going to Planet Fitness, all these fitness programs, trying it. I would do a week trial, couldn't do it. I made excuses. I didn't want parking. I was like, oh, dark, it's cold. For a year, could not work out. I couldn't get my food right. Couldn't do it. Mentally, had a block. And I love working out. Then I saw the ad on the body in the community. I saw the ad saying P90X Generation Next test group. I was like, oh my God, this is it. This is going to be what I need to get me over this mental block that I have.
Now, why is that? What is that trigger about something that is the most famous extreme home fitness program ever that many people if I speak to a room full of 1,000 people, 800 of the hands will go up, "Yeah, I've heard of or tried P90X," and say, "Okay, who finished P90X?" And all but 100 hands are gonna go down. So, what was it about this that you said, "I'm gonna be able to do this one," when you're in the midst of this lack of motivation?
Well, I did P90 before when it first came out, and my body was beautiful. It was banging, right? I did it. I did P90, did the second one, the P92, 3. I did all of them. I loved it back in the day. So when I saw it, that's a, oh my God, this is gonna be great. This is down my alley. I love the versatility. So I was like all over it. So I was excited. So that's because I've done it before. So that was my motivation. I was like, this is gonna be it. This is gonna take me over the lever.
I see. And, you said that you got good results with 80-day obsession. Did you bring the same nutrition thinking into P90X Generation Next with you, or did you change things up? What did you do for your nutrition for this program?
So I've never had a real structured nutrition program. I kind of generally ate clean. But if I wanted to eat some sweets, I would do that. Carb, I would do that. Fry, I would do that. But I always thought at home, okay, vegetables, eat chicken breast, eat clean. Now, this program is totally different. I learned about my portion control. I knew to choose portion control because I always had in my mind, I'm 6'2", I can eat a lot of food. That was just always, I'm tall, I can do more than regular people, average size people. So I've always had large plates of food. Always. I would eat kale. It'd be like a whole big bowl, like a big bowl of kale, thinking that was the right thing to do. So I learned that portion control was a game changer for me. And that was really what took me over the edge. And the water alone. When they told me about drinking half of your body weight of water, I mean, that changed changed the game right there.
Half your body weight in ounces of water.
Yes. Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
not drinking 130 pounds a day of water.
Yes. Ounces. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's interesting because and this I think would be a common question for anybody watching. So you did the original P90X, you did P90X2, you did P90X3. Why do you need P90X Generation Next? Why not just go back to the others? And what was your feedback? Like, obviously, I'm not, we're super proud of the original P90X. They're masterpieces and legendary, but we evolve as a company and we want to bring new things, new approaches, the latest in science backed
Sure.
fitness.
Sure.
What was your first reaction, good, bad, or ugly? I want to know the truth to Waza Share and this approach to P90X.
All right. First week, I was mad. Okay. Did
Really?
not, I was mad. I was like, ugh, I don't like it. I was being real critical. And I want change. I like change. I like different things, new things. But I was like, I'm not really feeling him. I'm not really feeling it. It's too fast. Then I realized maybe it's I'm so big. Maybe I just can't do it like I used to do it. I really realized it was just me. It was really my physical inability, right? Before when I did P90, I was still kind of in shape because I was still coming out of college, things like that. This is the heaviest I've ever been. So it was a lot harder for me. I mean, I have this all this weight, this knee pain, all this extra weight. So the first week or 2, and I would give them feedback, I didn't like it. I was like, "Listen, I'm being honest. I'm not really feeling it." But I stayed with it, and I was like, "It's me."
But so why did you stay with it?
So once I got accepted, 'cause let me listen. When I was in the interview, when they were interviewing me to see if I could be chosen, I said, "Listen, if you guys choose me, I'm gonna be one of the top results and your whole group. I'm gonna have the bangingest body. I'm 6'2", small waist, big booty. You're not gonna find nobody better than me. Trust me. Let me do this." And then once I did it, once they said yes, I keep trying to explain this to people. A light switch turned on. Okay. I knew for a fact I was not going to cheat. I wanted to follow it by the T. In my mind, I thought if I don't follow what they say, they're gonna kick me out. I'm not gonna be in the group and I'm gonna be out of the group. So I thought that I had to follow every single thing by the book. And I said, just out of your whole life, do this for 90 days. Don't cheat. Don't get weak. Make a decision. I made a decision that day that I was not going to cheat no matter what. I worked out every day. I'm telling you, the decision locked everything in. I mean, I went on a cruise. I took 60 seniors on a cruise. And I was on the cruise mad when it was time for dinner.
Yeah.
I'm watching them eat the bread, my friend. I'm I'm sitting here like, I'm so mad at y'all right now. But I'm not doing it. I'm not cheating. I worked out. I was not going to let anything ruin my results because I wanted to show that I can follow and my mental strength. I wanted to show that I can do it to myself. I can prove to myself that I can do it. And I wanted you guys to know that I'll follow directions. I want to be a rule follower.
I totally appreciate that, but you're a CEO
Yeah.
of your own company, and I wanna hear what the time demands are like that. I know what it's like because there's always something else to do. There's always an excuse. There's always something more important than doing your workout. "Ah, we'll do it tomorrow." When you got responsibility for customers and people's jobs and payroll and all this stuff, you have this pressure. How did you manage to make that commitment when you're used to being the boss? And when the boss has another priority, you got to go do that other priority. What was it about that switch to be able to coexist as CEO and a person doing P90X and following what Waz was advocating?
I'm still going back to the decision. There was nothing that was going to make me not work out. I told my daughter, I said, "Listen, I'm gonna be working out at 5:30 in the morning. Do not bother me." I turned my phone off. No distractions. Nothing was gonna make me miss my workout at 5:30 in the morning. I knew I had to start at 5:30 because I had to get her to school. I had to leave the house by 7. So I had to get worked out, shower, and all of that, get her prepared. So no matter what, there's no distraction at 5:30 in the morning. That was the only time I knew that I could go do the workout with not having the business come in and people calling me and all that kind of stuff. I mean, there was nothing gonna mess that up. So I knew, make sure that you're up and ready to go 5:30, ready to hit play on that TV. That was my decision, and that's what I did. When I went on the cruise, I got up early in the morning before activities started. I was downstairs in that gym. My roommates were sleeping. As soon as the gym opened on the cruise ship, I the first one by the door because I didn't want to let anything mess my progress up, and I didn't want to break the rules. I was really about the rules, and I didn't want to let a piece of bread Nothing messed up my progress. It wasn't worth it. This wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth going up on a scale because I always knew Monday was weigh-in. So if Monday was weigh-in, I'm not gonna mess up the weigh-in. So I those are the things that I use to motivate myself because even over the weekends and so
Yeah.
that was part of motivation.
So, we used to have a tagline, I suppose we still do, but, when P90X first came out, the tagline for our whole platform was "Decide, commit, and you'll succeed. Decide, commit, succeed." And you are living proof of that. Okay, so let's get to for anybody listening who's like, "Well, I could decide, I could commit." What sort of equipment are we talking about? Do you need a bunch of machines? Did you have to build a whole gym for yourself? What do you work with to do P90X?
So I've always had dumbbells and I purchased a box, a step-up box. So it was a 16, 18, 24 step-up box, and I use that, and that's it.
Oh,
That's
really?
it.
You didn't have a bench?
No,
Got it.
no.
How many dumbbells did you need?
I have dumbbells ranging from 5 all the way to 25.
Got it. And what did you do for pull-ups? You did the alternative to pull-ups?
I did the pullovers on the mat, on my floor, and I did them overhead. Yep.
So I wanna reinforce this for anybody who's watching, 'cause, people, they're, like, looking for, "Oh, well, I don't have that equipment," or "I can't do this, and I can't do that." The options are there. You need dumbbells between 5 and 25. I don't what do you go? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Is that about the
Yeah.
range that you've got?
Mhm,
Okay.
mhm,
You used, I suppose, a plyometric box or some just
mhm.
sort of
Yeah,
box
yeah,
that was steady enough for you to be able to jump up on it
yep.
and also to support you for the chest work, like chest press, that kinda thing?
The chest press on the floor with my mat.
Okay.
Yep.
And you did the alternative to pull-ups, which we provide with a modifier, so you didn't need a pull-up bar, and you still lost 9 inches off your waist
Crazy,
and 32 pounds, right? I got
crazy,
that right,
crazy.
32
It's
pounds.
crazy. It's
It
crazy.
is crazy. Now, somebody who gets those kind of results, and particularly with your background, I'll be very interested to your answer to this question. So, because you had great results with the 80-day obsession, and then life happened, and you put on more weight and then some. Now you've lost the 32 pounds, program's over, test group magic, you proved you could hang in there. Now what are you gonna do?
Listen, you don't understand. I was motivating people. People would see me and my daughter plays basketball. I'm one of the assistant coaches. I'm out. I have my business. People say, "Oh my God, you lost so much weight. What are you doing? What are you doing?" I'm telling people with passion what I did. I ate clean, did P90X, drank the water. Those are the three key portion control. I use containers. I'm explaining to people, and they're like, "Wow, you got a lot of passion in your voice." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know. It's crazy. I have the formula. This is it, right?" And so I started motivating people, and people were like, "Well, can you help me do it?" I said, "Yeah, P90X is coming out, and can you help motivate me?" I was like, "Sure." So I'm motivating people. I started an accountability group for the next P90. I did a month of January to get prepared mentally to start in February. So I after P90 was done, I started doing P8 80 day again because I didn't want to lose momentum before the new P90. So I've been doing 80 day and now I'm down 49 pounds total.
Wow.
And I'm still my goal, I thought my goal was 235. That's not I blew it out the water. I'm like 216 now, which is
Wow.
crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm still going. I still want to get more tone. Now I'm motivating a group of women who are my age, who I played basketball with 30 years ago, and other women who they referred. And I have a whole accountability group now. I have a whole new Instagram page. It's a whole nother business that I'm starting that I've already started with this because I'm still going. It's
That's
crazy.
interesting. So what, do you do that as an affiliate or something?
Yeah, yeah.
Gotcha. Well, it's interesting. I've always felt, and that's why we call this the body experience, because I've always felt ever since we started the company 27 years ago, the magic, like, the programs are great, the trainers are next level, we teach the trainers how to communicate through the camera in a specific way. At the same time, they got somebody talking to them in their ear, what's the next move? They gotta give cues to the cast around them, but they have to connect. So there's something about a super trainer, right? But the magic, the catalyst is when the customer becomes the advocate and starts to put a group together. Not only is it great for the group, but it's great for you. Like when I do P90X Generation Next, I'm going to have a group of 10 people doing it with me because I have to show up. Otherwise, if I'm just doing it on my own, I'm doing it in the, I'm doing it in the shadows. Nobody knows if I missed a day, I didn't post my sweaty selfie, whatever. But when you put a group together like you're doing, this is how you not only maintain your results and keep them going, but this is how you change the world. I'm so happy that you had that insight.
Yeah, I mean, to see the comments in the group chat, to see how I haven't worked out in a year, you got me getting up, working out in the morning. Like I'm really hard on them, right? I turn into a sergeant, right? So I'm like yelling at them, like I'm sending them videos, get up, send me your pictures. What is your weight? Like I'm on it. I said, you guys asked for my help. Let's go. Like, I'm not playing. Like, we're gonna have real results. You want the results that I have. I'm gonna make sure you guys do this and get the results. So I love what I'm doing right now. This was not part of my plan. Like I was focusing on myself, right? I don't know how this is what's going on right now, but it's inspiring to see the women be inspired by me. It does keep me accountable. I want to show them my journey because I'm not done. And if you look on my Instagram page or my fitness page, I show people the hard stuff. I don't just show highlights of me doing perfect squats. I show them in the video. Look, I'm struggling here. I'm still struggling with push-ups. And you guys are going to see my real journey. I don't want you to just see the good things that I do well. I want you to see me struggle in the box, struggling doing lunges. It's still a process and a journey for me now. So I'm still inspiring them and I'm pushing myself at the same time because I'm not done. I'm not
Well, that's
done.
the point. That's the point of fitness, right? I mean, if it ever gets to the point that it's not a struggle, you're probably not maintaining or creating momentum toward results. You might be slowing the decline by just doing it, but I've seen people work out who are like, "I don't know why I'm not getting results," and then, you watch them work out, and it's like, "Well, that's because 'cause you're really not working out." You gotta go chase the discomfort. You gotta pay these dues if you want these results. The good news is it's a half hour, 45 minutes, and you're done. Has there been anything else that happened during the 90 days in terms of your health or, like you said, your motivation was lagging? I'm just wondering, we got the physical stuff. You look tremendous. Anybody would be, blown away by 9 inches off your waist. That's really insane.
Didn't even do that many abs. It
Yeah.
wasn't even I don't even know how that happened
Well,
because
it's the whole thing. You did the
it's the
portion
whole
control, you do the work.
it is. It's the food and the
Yeah.
workout. And that's what I was telling them in the end, that the workout was so specific to your full body. It wasn't just targeting, the abs. It was a full transformation of my entire body, which the fat loss just came off of my whole body. But I didn't know I was carrying that much weight on my around my waist. I didn't know I was. I really didn't know. So yes, it was the workout to me was so structured, well done with the structure and the creativity of it, the versatility for my waist to come down 9 inches. I keep telling people I've done so many different workouts, but that workout transformed my body completely. You asked another question. You asked a question about
Well,
so
no, it's okay. I mean, look, hey, this is what you're enthusiastic about. That's what matters, but did you find that while you were doing it, because it's intense, did be honest with me, you have to promise me that you're honest here.
listen, I'm always honest. Let's
Did
go.
did your did your energy suffer? Because 'Cause you're doing this at 5:30 in the morning, giving it everything you got, jumping up and down on a box and everything. did your energy suffer for the rest of the day? Like, how did you manage?
This is the thing. It gave me more energy because I'm more fit, right? I'm eating the right foods. I'm not eating the rice and like all this heavy stuff that makes me bloated, that makes me sleepy. I'm eating the healthy foods. My clarity was so strong for my business because I'm eating better. I'm feeling better, feeling stronger. I was not tired throughout the day. I go to bed at 9:30, 10 o'clock. My phone says it's time to go to bed. I have a sleep app. So I mean I had structure already. So now I'm eating good, take my daughter to school, get her. Now I'm doing my business. And by the time I start winding down to 9:30, I'm ready to go to sleep and I'm ready to get back up at 5 o'clock, 5:15. So it actually gave me more energy, more mental clarity because of the food. And I'm stronger.
What do you think, if we're looking back to when you saw the email inviting people to apply to be part of P90X Generation Next, the test group, if you hadn't seen that,
Mm,
what was your next attempt gonna be?
I don't know. I was struggling. I could not find a resolution. I don't know. I'm telling you, I'm very spiritual. I think everything happens for a reason. And I really prayed for a solution because I knew that I love working out and I couldn't figure out mentally what to do. So I don't know. I don't know. This was supposed to happen when it happened. And it's been my life literally. I hate to say it sounds so cliche. Even saying sounds so cliche, but it literally changed my life. My life is changed. My lifestyle has changed. My language has changed. Everything is changed. Now I'm doing have another business. My life has changed.
That's
Crazy.
awesome.
Yeah.
So, again, I appreciate your honesty in all this, and there's gonna be some people watching this, and this is the CEO talking, right? There's gonna be some people watching this who there's no way they should do P90X. Like, it's just not gonna be the right thing for them, and there's some people who will use the excuse of the X for extreme, the original name Power 90 Extreme, 90 days of extreme in-home fitness, they're gonna use that as their reason to not do something. What do you say to somebody who uses that as the excuse?
And I say it all the time because I have my accountability group, and I'm telling you what's going on right now, literally right now. They keep saying, "Oh, I can't do that. My knees and mine," and they're all my age, right? And we're all former athletes, most of them. I say, "Listen, look back at my videos when I first started." I post my videos when I first started. I said, "Look at me. I'm stepping up. I have arthritis in my knee. I can't jump. I can barely get out of the car. I can't drive for more than an hour. I could not do hardly any of the exercises." I know at one point you guys asked us to send some exercise samples. And I think it was like 6 exercises. And I only sent back 2. And they said, "Why, Shemem, where are the other 4?" I said, "I can't do them. I can't do them. I'm 50. I'm bigger than everybody in the group. I'm older than everybody. I'm bigger than everybody. I'm 6'2". All my weight is in my legs and my booty. My knees can't hold me up. I cannot do it. I'm doing my best." I was stepping like a turtle, moving slow. And I'm telling you, I stayed at it, stayed with it. And I was determined to step up on that box because I could not step up on the box when I first started. Could not do it. Jumping was out. I knew I wasn't gonna be jumping. I was determined at the end, I gotta step up on this box. So I was able to do that. But when it came to day 60, I'm telling you, the light, it turned on. I'm jumping, I'm strong. I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm stronger. I can jump on the box. I'm holding weights." Everything just ramped up by 10 the last 30 days because I was stronger in my legs. Game changer. And that's why I keep telling my people in my group, please look at my early videos. I started out the same way. Pain, sluggish, slow, looking like an old 90-year-old. And now I'm jumping. They see my videos now. I'm doing the P90X again, and I'm showing my videos now and saying, "Look at me when I first started. Now look at me now. I'm jumping. I haven't jumped in years." I'm using that as motivation for them. So you can definitely do it. You go at your pace, you do what you can, but you show up. You got to keep showing up. You can't just say, "I'm not going to do it." You got to just show up every day. It will promise it will get stronger. You will get stronger. It's going to make a difference. It's just going to do it. You're going to get better. And that's what happened to me. I mean, that is just an honest truth.
Yeah. Well, we're super proud of your results. Not just for being a 50-year-old losing 32 pounds, just being a person who, particularly former athlete, who could easily dismiss home fitness as pretend fitness. That's not real. That's not in the gym. That's not with a trainer, whatever. And you showed up. You've now inspired probably thousands more people that they can do it, they can show up, and we're always grateful when we see customers who aren't afraid to put it out there like that, who go all the way in and show us what's possible when you are consistent, when you dial in your nutrition, you did Portion Fix, you drank Shakeology, you use Beachbody Performance, and I'm just so grateful from CEO to CEO. Let me just say thank you for showing up for this and showing what's possible when you do go all in.
Listen, I appreciate the opportunity. You guys chose me. You had a lot of people to choose from. You chose this 6'2" Black girl that, former athlete, to be a part of this group. I thought it was a long shot. And I got to experience this beautiful opportunity, right? That took my life to a different level. I'm aspiring seniors even more. I'm inspiring my peers, all because I joined this program for 90 days. I made a commitment for 90 days, and my life has literally changed in so many ways. So I'm appreciative of the opportunity and you guys even choosing me and letting me do this experience. So I can't, I mean, I don't even know where it's going to go for me because it's not over. My story is not over when it comes
Good.
to this fitness journey. It's just not.
I love it. Well, thank you so much. That's what the body experience is about. And we want people to understand what's possible at home and that it doesn't have to cost an arm and a leg. You don't need a giant room full of equipment, a few dumbbells, a couple boxes, and you can figure it out. So thank you so much, Shemem. And anybody who's contemplating one of our programs, if you think that P90X Generation Next could be for you, give it a shot. You can try it for a week free. You can get the whole P90X collection for about $10 a month. You can get access to the entire catalog for $19 a month, and that gets you access to the same nutrition plan that Shemem did. The real point, though, is it's not about the money. I had a guy on the Body Experience a couple weeks ago, and he was like, "I'd have paid $100, $150 a month if I'd have known that I would get these kind of results." Good news is you don't have to spend that kind of money, but you do have to put in this kind of effort. What Shemem did, what Austin did, what others did, and Waz has put together a great program following the legacy created by the legendary Tony Horton. Waz has now taken this in a direction that includes more recovery and mind body connection and an approach to fitness that's going to improve your agility, your mobility, and obviously get you some fantastic results. If you happen to go through this, you lose 9 inches off your waist, 32 pounds in 90 days, we want to hear from you and we want to have you on this podcast. But for now, it's time for you to step up, take care of yourself, choose a program that's right for you, and then send in your results so that we can celebrate you on the Body Experience. I'm Carl Deichler. Thanks for joining us. Hit subscribe, keep watching, keep working out, and stay healthy. We'll see you next time.